Okay, kids, here's your daily tip. All right, we've got these servo wires, and I wanted them nice and clean and short. So I cut them so that they're going to fit directly into the Naza sitting right here. They'll be nice and clean, all kinds of good stuff. So, in order to shorten it, you have to put new ends on it. So, I've got my handy dandy little crimp for these little tiny ass bastard things. It's gonna go on the end of the wire right there. So what I'm gonna do, and these have a certain way that they go in these slots that's in here. There's a crimp on one side, and you can kind of see it down in there where one side's a little bit shaped differently. And what it does is it folds these ends over that are right here. These tall ones that are kind of look like spikes right there, those actually go around the wire, around the sheath, around the outside to help hold it in. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm stupid, I have to make sure I got it in the right side. And you fit these in here so that they will kind of go up in there. And I already fucking messed it up. God damn it. Get out of there. There. Okay, so now it's set. It's ready to have the wire put in. We're gonna get this twisted up as tight as we can. So, in this side, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the wire in there first and try to keep it from spreading out. And once it's in there just set, you give it a little crimp. And then you can see right there, I don't know if I can zoom in better or more. And you can kind of see where that wire was right there. And just for out of shits and giggles, I take my needle nose pliers and give it just a little bit more squeeze, just to make sure, and a little tug, pull them apart just to make sure that it's not going to come apart on you. And then the last part is, you see those big tall spike parts on there. Yeah, you can kind of see them. Those are going to go around the sheath, around the plastic part that's on the wire. And how I do it is I fold one side, and you can kind of see it there. And then I'll come back and I fold the other side. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the video, but I'm just kind of crimping around it, just kind of put all the way around. And this part, you got to kind of squeeze them together, because it's going to go in to these pieces right here. It's actually going to go inside it. So you got to, neatness counts on this shit, people. Neatness counts. Okay, so then we got our little chingy changies here. And I usually try to start them all at the same time. I get them all kind of stuck in this end, because there's not a whole lot of movement around these damn things. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna push these in, and it's gonna take some finagling every time. I try pushing them in as far as I can, but this one is, of course, being a bitch. And that's what I was talking about. These parts here, if they're too wide, they won't slide in. So sometimes you got to take them apart and give them a little squeeze, a little flat. It's a lot of trial and error trying to get these things in here. And sometimes you have to take and you have to actually pull the wire in. I use the back side of the X-Acto. Look at my tips all busted off, to help pull this in. But this one's obviously giving me a pain in the ass. Alright. Just need a little bit more finagling. So what we're going to do now is right there. Now we're going to do the red one. And these things. And I have them tight. So you can obviously separate these out a little bit more and get a little bit more room to play. But I'm being a hard ass. Trying to get these things in here. And that one goes in. And there's a spot on these that these little plastic tabs set in. So I don't know if we can see this here. Alright, so there's this plastic tab that's down inside here, and you can kind of see it. It kind of moves up and down. Now you can pull them up and pull the whole thing out without cutting anything, but that's going to go behind this little flat spot that's right there. It's going to go right on that spot right there. Okay, so this whole thing has to go down all the way inside here. If it doesn't, you'll risk pulling them out, especially if you're unplugging servos and whatnot. I see my flat is too wide again, so a little crimp that way, and in it goes. And then you slide it up until that little piece gets past there, and make sure those are down. Give it a little tug, make sure they're set, and that's all there is to it. That was your tip for the day. Putting on servo ends and with the crimps and whatnot. You can get them on eBay. You can get 100 of them for less than $10, and then you can make all your servo wires pretty. All right, there you go. See ya.